To the phone, Shannon in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Great to have you on the EIB network. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I want to talk about what you said about Hillary Clinton earlier. Her comments on the terrorist attacks in Brussels.
Oh, yes.
And you called her response, I think you said wussy, and you talked about how it was wrong for her to condemn waterboarding, like, directly after a terrorist attack.
It's pointless.
And I would really like you to expand more on your definition of American values, and I then have a conversation about what American values are, especially in relation to terrorist attacks.
Well, everybody knows what mine are. And what do you think America should do? What are our proper values here in responding to a terror attack?
I think that we as a country, we have a lot of great qualities, and people generally want to, even though that there's a lot of people have different opinions, people generally want goodness and peace. And so I think that we should take all of our good values and morals and not stoop down to what terrorist country does. What goes on, suicide bombings, and any terrorist attack, you can get a consensus that it's a horrible thing. It's horrible. Like, there's people dying.
Right. Tell me, what in the world does U.S. have to do with any of it? Where are we culpable or responsible? Where is it in all of this that somehow it is us who have to prove ourselves to people? We didn't blow up the place. We don't do that. Except liberal Democrats do it here in America. I'm sorry, folks, I slipped. It does happen here when protesters in the 60s, bank buildings blew up. It does happen here. But really, your first reaction to this is we better not waterboard anybody? Otherwise,
no, that's what I have been driving all day, and so I was hearing your reaction and wanted to talk about American values.
Here's the bottom line, Shannon. If we leave it up to Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, this isn't going to stop. It's going to keep on happening. There's not going to be any end to it because Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are going to find a way to make us somehow culpable and responsible. The headline, why do they hate us so much? What have we done to make them so mad? It's not our problem. We don't deserve it. We are not responsible for this. We have to shut it down. No, there's an explanation for it. Our young lady that called in the last segment, 21 years old, that generation has been raised to believe that all conflict is injustice. All conflict. Even if we join it, that makes us guilty of it. I'll explain in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, the previous caller, that young woman from Chapel Hill, which is where the University of North Carolina is. I mean, what was that? That was a model. I mean, I think that was your classically educated college student circa 2016. And she was upset at my categorization of Hillary Clinton as a wuss. Because Hillary's first reaction to the Brussels bombing was to say that the United States response must be consistent with our values, and so waterboarding and so forth. And the young lady was perplexed. Why would I call Hillary a wuss? Because she was right. We need peace. We need peace. The United States must be peaceful and it's a delicate thing talking to people of that particular mindset because they have been educated and raised in many places to believe that all conflict, any conflict, is injustice. Competition is conflict. Disagreeing with somebody about something, anything, is conflict, and that's disagree. So when the terror attack happens, to have an opinion about it that is in conflict with some, that's not right. That's injustice. We should be more open and make blanket requests for peace. Like, everybody come together, but don't start affixing blame anywhere. You don't have the right to blame anybody. We're all guilty. We're all victims. We're all oppressors, whatever it is. And any conflict is injustice, because there should be unanimity in agreement. We should all be getting along. Now, the reason this has been taught this way, it is an adjunct to political correctness, which the purpose of which is to silence anybody who isn't a liberal from speaking up and saying anything, thinking out loud, speaking out loud. And so to categorize conflict, i.e. disagreeing with a liberal, is injustice, you see. So I spoke out against Mrs. Clinton. That's conflict. That's not productive. It's injustice. It's not fair. It isn't right. And why would you call Hillary? Why would you? The way they've been educated, it literally does not compute that you would be critical of a Democrat. You would be critical of a liberal. You'd be critical. They're not taught that Democrats are great. They're taught it by association of people. Conservatives are rotten not because they say conservatives are rotten. They tar and feather everybody who is. And they build up and celebrate and promote anybody who's a liberal. They never use the word liberal or conservative in educating these kids. But the message is clear. If you disagree with a liberal, which is the norm, liberalism is just what is. It's as normal as water exists in air. And to disagree with it that's just injustice. And that's as far as it goes. There is no critical thinking involved here. All there is, I can't believe he said that. I can't believe he said anything bad about Hillary. You can't do that. You just can't do that. And that's what she was wanting an explanation. How can you do that? Now, the answer is, you really want to elect this woman president. She not only, in her first statement after this thing, warns the United States about what it might do. This is the woman who let Benghazi happen. 4 Americans dead, and then lied to everybody about why. There is nothing to recommend this woman to be president. If you're a critical thinker, if you have any understanding of the way things really happen. But that's not how they're raised. That's not how they're educated. All conflict is injustice. But from their standpoint, conflict is it's everything. Every conflict is, but disagreeing with a liberal is also conflict. That's not supposed to happen.